Art of Botany students, welcome to your tutorial of the Bioplastics lab. Today I'll be making bioplastic out of cornstarch and other plant-based materials. Before I begin, I want to point out some safety, and so you'll notice that I have long hair, so my hair is tied back. I am wearing footwear. I'm not barefoot or just wearing socks. I have some footwear on my feet, and I have my safety kit nearby. The goal of this lab today is to produce plant-based bioplastic, but it's up to you to clarify and expand upon that initial goal in your own video. Now I'm going to show you the materials and equipment I'm using for this lab. As you can see, I have, of course, a stove, a pot, a plastic or rubber scraper, a metal spoon. Notice my pot is also metal in order to not damage the pot using a metal spoon. I have cornstarch, glycerin, the bottle is here, white vinegar, and water. This is 40 milliliters of water. For each trial, I'm using or for one trial I should say, I'm using a tablespoon of vinegar. For one trial, I'm using just about a tablespoon of glycerin, a teaspoon of vinegar, that's half this volume here, and about a tablespoon of cornstarch. And this is the cornstarch I'm using. I also have a piece of wax paper underneath my materials and ingredients to keep my work surface clean. I also have a piece of aluminum foil where I can pour the hot bioplastic. I also have a tablespoon, which I wanted to show you for, obviously this is used for measuring purposes, but I can also use this, because it's metal, to pour my hot bioplastic in as well. It's your choice whether you want to use a simple piece of foil or something more like this. Just make sure that it's metal or porcelain and not plastic or melamine. I also have some cooking spray. So whatever surface I'm going to put the hot bioplastic on, I'm going to spray this first in preparation so that later I can easily peel the bioplastic off. So I would either spray that here or here. I also have some food coloring. So this is completely optional. You don't need to use that. But I'm going to try to make my bioplastic blue in color. And so I'm just going to use this to just take a small piece of the food coloring and mix it into the hot bioplastic. Okay, so let's get started. I'm adding my ingredients cold to the pan. So the pan or pot should not be hot when you add these ingredients. Okay, I have now added the water, vinegar, glycerin, and cornstarch. And remember, we're starting out cold. Okay, the pan is not hot yet. Just start with a milky white color. And now I am going to turn on the heat to medium. I'm using an electric stove, So if are using a gas stove, you can turn the heat to low or medium low. I am now starting to heat my cornstarch bioplastic mixture and stirring constantly. Already starting to thicken. I have also kept my food coloring ready. It has already started bubbling. I'm going to pour it soon. Before I do that, I'll add my food coloring. Notice how it's bubbling. Poured it on the surface of this foil. As I said before, the foil has been prepared with cooking oil. And now I let it dry. Notice that when working with bioplastic, you'll realize that things happen quickly. So you have to make sure you work quickly and also that you have everything absolutely ready before you begin heating the mixture and turning on your stove. Okay, so time to clean up. I'm going to let my pot cool for a little bit. It's still a little bit warm. I'm going to clean up the rest of my ingredients and equipment, and then I'll show you that it's clean. Okay, so after it cooled, I finished cleaning the vessel that I used for the bioplastics. I've washed all these things and I've cleared the sink. For those of you who had the pre-measured ingredients, please wash the tubes so that they can be returned back to 189 Main Street. And also I cleared my workspace so that somebody else can use it. Okay, thanks. Okay, and now I'm setting out my bioplastic to dry. And so when it's dry, when it's ready, That's when you will report your results, and you'll also draw any conclusions, anything you learned about this experiment. And then you'll also mention anything that you would like to do next. What would be the next step? What would be your future experiment? So I'm not going to tell you this in this video because that's up to you to think about and decide, but you can maybe think about the ingredients that were used. Glycerol, vinegar, starch. Know what they do, know what they're there for, and then decide maybe if I added a little bit more glycerol, if I added a little bit less glycerol, what would happen? But you'll also make a prediction based on your knowledge of the reason for adding those different ingredients. I hope this short tutorial model video for the things that you need to include in your independent lab video, and also the review of the procedure has been helpful to you as you prepare for your bioplastics lab.